Stay the fuck out of nigga lane. Hey, don't swear, don't swear, hey, don't swear. Bush lane.
All right, all right, all right. All right, here we go. Here we go. No games, just business podcast, episode 37. I'm Darius. I'm here with my man Don. What's good, Don? How you
Man,
feeling? How you living, man?
I'm good. I'm ready for this Eastern Conference rematch versus the Celtics. I text my homeboy that's a Celtics fan. I sent him a picture of something I seen on Instagram. It's not appropriate to talk about. and
Tell us what was it?
uh, you ever seen that meme where Jimmy Butler was on the sideline, and I don't know why he did it, but he was just pumping like that in the air for
Okay.
whatever reason, and then they put us the little Celtics logo in his hands like he was
Wow.
doing.
Wow.
And
Real
he
mature.
told
Real
yeah
mature.
he talking about good luck. My homegirl text back and say, yeah, I ain't gonna lie, I'm rolling with the Heat on this one.
I don't know, man. It's gonna be a tough series. It's gonna be a tough
Ah,
series, man. Tatum, Tatum, come through with the clutch. 51. He just
yeah,
he
but
just
I
continue
mean,
to show his offensive repertoire is like that.
yeah, but this was his first actual breakout game this whole playoff series. I don't foresee him doing that on Miami, to be honest with you. I mean, it was a great game, and I could tell from the beginning he had it going, but I don't foresee that happening with us. We've seen them three of the last four times. They know what Tatum and Brown can do.
Yeah, yeah. The Heat is a lot more gritty, a lot more physical than the
Mhm.
Sixers. You know, they
Yeah,
play a little finesse ball. Um,
ex- exactly, because they got like guys like Tobias Harris trying to guard him, Tyrese Maxey, Harden trying to avoid him. Shoot, he was saucing up Embiid left and right today. It was crazy.
yeah, that was ugly. That was ugly. I don't know what we're gonna do about Doc Rivers, man.
Oh, I know what they're gonna do. I know what they're gonna do with the whole team.
You
But
think it's
we're gonna
time?
get. Oh, we're gonna get to that a little later.
And then we got the West, man. Then we got the West. We got the Lakers, Nuggets showdown again. Another bubble matchup. Man, this is like the bubble all over again, man. So I just see the Heat just losing in.
Excuse me.
What you
Excuse
gonna
me.
lose this year? What you gonna lose in
Excuse me.
five? I give
Excuse
you a
me.
five. I give you a five.
Yeah.
I
Last
give
week,
you a five.
last week, last week, and I told you Heat in six.
I give you a five. I give you a five.
Heat in six. Just remember that.
Heat
We
is
getting
six
our
in the finals.
both.
Wow. Versus the Celtics in the finals.
Yep,
You stamping that.
guaranteeing it.
Wow. Wow. Y'all hear him. Y'all hear him, folks. He's guaranteeing that the Heat is
Jimmy
going to win
Jimmy
in
Butler finals.
six.
Jimmy Butler finals MVP.
I like it, man. I like it. I like it. What we
You know what I'm
got today,
saying?
Don?
We're gonna start off with the NFL schedule that came out this past weekend. We're gonna like break it down, talk about some of the stuff we saw, just go through it, and then we're gonna go to most intriguing bad team. Now, one of us might have to talk about our own team because that's what they do. They like to talk
Cool.
about their team, and
Cool.
my team isn't bad, so I can't talk about my team on that subject. But yeah. Then we're gonna go to the most untouchable coaches from it could be NFL, NBA, just or anywhere that you know a coach that you know you can guarantee that they will not get fired. They're just stuck there. Then after that, we're going to the NBA playoff review. Going to break it down about the Celtics series with the 76ers. We're going to talk about Miami closing it out. We're going to talk about the Lakers closing out the Warriors. That dynasty is over. And then Nuggets and the Suns. Suns already making some moves. And then we're going to close it out with round robin, where we just going to chop it up about some stuff we seen around the internet. But before that, I would like everybody to like, share, subscribe, share it, send it out, leave 5 stars, and let's get it cracking.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm gonna let you slide about that comment you tried to disrespect.
It was
we are a respectable Falcons
to
organization.
who? To who?
Totally respect them.
To who?
Me and you.
I don't respect them. I
You and
don't
I.
respect.
You
No,
and I,
don't
me.
don't don't put me with you. Don't put me with you. You the only one that think that they
Oh
like that.
man. Oh, we gonna be there. We coming. With Beyonce, we coming. All right, man. NFL schedule. NFL schedule takeaways. I'm gonna start this, man. It's gonna be the Eagles. Eagles is very intriguing for me. Eagles is very intriguing.
Ulterior motives. That's all I say.
What happened?
Ulterior motives. That's all I say.
No, 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 no. It is not. It is not. This is actual facts right here. I mean, they go from having the easiest schedule last year to having the toughest schedule this year. We got like that. That's just a fact. I mean, last year they played Detroit week 1. Don't get me wrong. Everyone's high on
That was a
Detroit now.
shootout. That was a shootout
Whoa, whoa,
last year
whoa, whoa,
too.
whoa. Hey, hey. Yes, that was. But we know that Detroit had the worst defense in football. And Detroit also started the season last year 1-6. So we can't poo-poo that and say that Detroit was at the level of talent, or I would say the level of play like they did towards the end of the year when they started actually winning games. And they knocked the Green Bay Packers out of the playoffs. They only played 4 playoff teams last year, and 2 of the teams they played twice. Jalen Hurts, don't get me wrong, he played tremendously last year. Tremendously, had a great season, got his money. But he's only had really one breakout season. Other than that, I mean, he got paid from really one big season. And he had a lot of offensive weapons and he utilized that very, very well. And that was a great offensive scheme that they ran in Philly. Um, Also, during their playoff run versus San Fran, hey, hey, you got to play who's in front of you. It's unfortunate what happened to the 49ers, but Brock Purdy couldn't even throw the football at all. At all. So, I mean, just give and take. If they
So
had a
what are
quarterback,
you saying there? What are you saying?
I'm just saying if they had a quarterback, that game could have, not saying it would have, it could have been a lot closer. Could have been a
Hmm.
lot closer. And everyone gonna say, "Oh well, Philly put up 31 points." Well, okay. They had a 1 yard rushing touchdown. They had a 6 yard rushing touchdown, and they had 2 10 yard rushing touchdowns. Okay, great. You put up 31 points on 4 rushing touchdowns, and Jalen Hurts really didn't play that well during that game versus a elite defense. So, hey, whatever. They played no top 5 quarterbacks last year. If you say Trevor Lawrence is in your top 5, if you say he's not, whatever. He's one of the next young guns in the league, with that Herbert and Patrick Mahomes and Joe Burrow type of guys.
He's
He's
not.
just
He's
trying
not
to.
on that level. He's not on
He's
that
not.
level.
He's not on that level yet, but he's one of those young quarterbacks that is trying to aspire to be on that level. That was where he was drafted to be on that type of level. So who knows? Maybe he will excel and progress and get to that level. Who knows? I don't know. I hope so. He got my boy Calvin Ridley out there. Shout out Calvin Ridley. Hope you do wonderful things out there, Jacksonville. We know we got a hater on a podcast, but it's okay. It's okay.
I never said
It's all right.
anything. I have not said a
Hey,
word yet.
hey, hey. I'm just going off past the base. Past the base. That's it, man. That's it. Um, but this year it's gonna be tough. Don't get me wrong, the Pats aren't the Pats of the past where they had Tom Brady. You had to worry about Tom Brady. But this team is like on the border of being good and like I don't know about this team. But you play at New England week 1. That's pretty tough. That's a tough game. That at New England is very tough to play. Then you go to the Jets, Kansas City, and Seattle.
So
You
you
play
skip. You skip some. You skip some teams.
No. I definitely skipped
Oh,
around. I'm just
oh,
playing that.
okay.
I'm just saying that they have some tough games this year. These some tough teams that they got to play at New England. And New England is very tough to play at. They got to play
Mm,
at the. They got to play at the Jets. They got to play at Kansas City and at Seattle. Are those not three tough places to play? Four tough places to play?
I can't give the Patriots because the Patriots are not the same old Patriots. I can't give them that. Yes, they still have.
Defensively, they're
Yeah,
solid.
I give them that. Their defense is still pretty good, but you also have to factor in the Eagles have a good defense also, and I believe their defense travels. You brought up the Jets. I got to see it before I can start praising the Jets. I just can't, to be honest with you. Honestly, I'm
Their
looking at.
defense showed to play at a high level.
Honestly, I mean, we'll see. Honestly, I'm looking at the schedule. They could really start 6-0, to be honest with you. Like, I know it's going to be hard, but they got the Patriots, the Vikings, the Bucks, Commanders, Rams, Jets, and then they face the Dolphins. I mean, I could see it where they go 6-0, and I could see where they're like 4-2, but I can't. I'm not sold on like the Pats, the Vikings. Like, none of these teams like make me worried. What I will say, after week 7, well, after week 6, yes, it tightens up. Then you get the Dolphins, get the Cowboys, Chiefs, Bills, 49ers, Cowboys again, Seahawks, and then you got the Giants. So for me, I just think it's their second half of the schedule. The first half is pretty manageable if you ask me, but that second half, we gonna find out about them. I can guarantee you that.
Yeah, I think it's. I'm looking at it as the total uh schedule for them, not just not just certain teams, because I know they play the 49ers, but that is a home game for them. That is another rematch from the playoffs versus a very good team. They play 8 playoff teams this year compared to playing playoff games, 4 playoff teams last year, and 2 of them they played twice. So I mean, it's a different ball game now. Hurts is paid. Hurts has the pressure of being a Super Bowl contending quarterback. So this team is going to have Super Bowl aspirations year after year after year, and they're technically considered the top dogs of the NFC to be in that level to where no one can touch them. So this is a year for them to show that they're really that top dog in the NFC. So with that schedule, let's see what they can do, because last year was a very easy schedule, and we talked about this multiple times about them having a very easy schedule last year.
I remove myself from any Eagles slander.
Oh, don't you do this?
You know what I'm saying? I don't have nothing to do with what you want to put your narratives you want to push. For me, that was one of my. I'll go with week 1. I get it. Everybody's hype about the Lions, but come on now, like I would have much rather seen the Dolphins open up against the Chiefs. Like that's a team that has actually proven something. Y'all go out here and y'all let the Lions open up the season with the Chiefs, and the Chiefs come out here and blow their asses away. It's gonna be looking like, man, why? It's gonna be another Russell Wilson situation from last year. The league trying to pre-anoint teams that have not proven that they're really that good. And for me, I would have rather went with a Dolphins team or a Chargers, somebody that's actually proven something throughout at least a year to show you that they can actually be pretty good when they're all healthy, when they all come out there. The Lions, everybody is just pre-anointing them, thinking that they're gonna win that division, and I'm not sold on it. I like it's just too much love for them for me. That's what really got me turned off on it. And then I seen the schedule, and I'm just like, bro, y'all ain't did nothing to be able to host the first game of the season.
Yeah, that was weird. That was weird for them to get that first game of the season. Was super weird. Who got the first game last year? The Cowboys and Tampa got the
No,
game last year, right?
no. Who won championship last year?
The
Um,
Chiefs.
no, the year before it wasn't. It was
Oh, the
the
Rams. The
yeah, it was
Rams.
Rams and
But
Bills
Rams and Bills opened it. Yeah. See,
and
now
Bills. Yeah,
that's a matchup that you want to see, right?
yeah, because the Bills have proven that they was good. Like they earned that type of prime time slot. The Lions haven't even made the playoffs.
Wait, can you say that one more time?
I said the Bills actually. Oh no, oh no, oh no, 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 no. I see there. I see it.
Okay. No, but no. I get what you're saying. Though. I definitely 100% get what you're saying. Um, this that type of season opener should be for at least two playoff teams, at
Ex-
least.
or why
Damn,
not?
put the Seahawks out there, week one.
Well, I ain't going that far. Nah, I'm just saying they had a lot of people that they could choose from the Chargers, the Bengals, the Bills, the Jaguars. Like I would rather have seen the Jaguars open it up against them. Like it's a lot of teams. They got to face the Eagles again. It's a lot of people that they got the Jets. They have to face a lot of teams this season. It's like, come on, man. Like that ain't it. Because if they go out there and get blown away, it's just gonna be like, wow.
Because
Y'all really
the confidence can get hurt.
I don't care about the Lions' confidence getting hurt. I'm just saying that I'm just not with the pre-anointing people, you know.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. I'm with you on everyone is high on the Lions, and we've been on on tape talking about the Lions, really being a solid team next year, possibly a good team next year, and I don't know, everyone's so high on them that you might be right about that. Like it just might be to where honestly, I think the Vikings is not going to be like that next year. The max wins I see the Vikings winning is 7. I don't see
Damn.
them win. I don't, bro. They won 11 games by 2 points. 11 games by 2 points, and they got
Let,
worse.
let me look at
And,
this. Let me look
and
at
they
their
still
schedule.
and they still might trade or cut Dalvin Cook. They're trying to work on a contract situation with him in order to make it make sense for him. They're trying to make it work for him because no one wants to take a fully guaranteed $14 million contract.
Yeah, you're right. They gotta. The only easy teams they play is the Bucks.
Don't say the Falcons because we're gonna win.
Uh,
We will beat the Vikings.
the Falcons, the Broncos, the
They gonna
Bears.
they gonna lose to the Broncos.
So, man, look here. I mean, the Broncos do have a good defense. The team I'm pushing is Green Bay for me. That's gonna win that division. I think
Oh,
Jordan Love's gonna be good. I really do. And they don't face that many hard teams. Yeah, they have the place that play the AFC West, but other than that, I mean, they ain't really got to play no. Like they got the Steelers, the Raiders, like Saint. Like I ain't worried about that. Yeah, I'm going Green Bay for that division.
you gonna go Green Bay?
Yeah.
Green Bay, Vikings, Lions, and who? Bears?
Mm-hmm.
Oof, I don't think the Bears are quite there just yet. And I don't know. I don't know if I'm 100% sold on Fields yet. Like his rushing ability was elite, but like his passing wasn't all that. Mm.
Exactly.
Don't get me wrong. Like he didn't have the weapons that he has now. So, but who knows? Yeah, it could work out for him. I hope it works out for him. But I don't know. I'm not 100% sold yet. The Vikings, I'm definitely not sold. Again, I already said they're gonna win no more than 7 games. The Green Bay Packers, I think it really depends on how healthy their defense is. Because offensively, they're gonna have to lean on the run again. Because are we gonna count on uh what's the kid Watkins to be there? He could barely even play the whole season last year. How many times was he hurt last year? Dobbs
I thought it was
towards the
just
end of
the,
the season.
wasn't it? It was the beginning of the season, and then like I think he got injured one more time, I believe.
No, he got injured like 2, 3 more times during the season. But when he
Hmm.
was out there, he was very productive.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
what's
So
what's
after he
what's
got his drops under control.
what's the best ability? Availability. So who knows? That can be a good connection. They did draft 2 tight ends, so hopefully that works out for them. Uh, I don't know. The receiving threats, they're probably
Hmm.
like a very, very low tier. as far as receiving threats.
I mean, Cheddars.
No, I'm talking about the Packers.
Oh, yeah.
So I mean, we would have to see Jordan Love make a big time leap in order for him to really lead this team to winning that division or like a low playoff seed. Because I think that's the only way they're gonna win. That's the only way they're gonna get into the playoffs
Can
is
win
if
the
they win the
division.
division. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
which hopefully one year that changes. I'm sure that will eventually.
yeah. Because if they do that, nobody from the NFC South is making it.
Whoa. We in there. We in there. And I'm glad you said something about the NFC South because that's my next team right there. That's why I had to put my hat on. Hat on. If y'all watching this on YouTube, I got my hat on today. And you already know it's it's the Atlanta Falcons. It's the Atlanta Falcons. I gotta bring it up. Because you know why? You know why? Just hear me out. Just hear me out here. Ritter finally gets his opportunity to outplay a lot of other first year quarterbacks or starters or rookies. He plays Bryce Young week 1. We open up with the Panthers. I think that's a winnable game.
But
Week 1.
well, real quick, can you even count that? That's Bryce Young's first game compared to Desmond Ridder fourth game.
Bro,
It'll be
brother.
his fifth game. Come
Brother.
on now,
Hey,
Darius.
brother.
Jesus.
You got to play who's in front of you. I don't make the schedule. Ritter doesn't make the schedule. The Atlanta Falcons don't make the schedule. That's what they want to give us. We'll take it.
The stuff you be trying to push. It's like, dang, like, come on now.
So what we supposed to do? Because Bryce Young is
No,
out there.
I'm just saying, like your statement before it was like, yeah, he has to play against a whole bunch of first year players or like, I'm like, bro, like
This
you
is
can't really compare, but you can't really compare him because he's played at least 4 games last year. He's got accustomed to how the NFL is, so you can't sit here and be like, oh, it's a rookie versus a rookie. It's really not. I mean, say what you want.
This is Ritter's first year and his first real opportunity to lead the offense.
That's
lead
true.
The team. So him versus Bryce, hey, week 1, cool. Then he gets his next shot week 2. I think that's also a winnable game versus Jordan Love. I think we can beat the Packers. I do. And then week 5 we play CJ Stroud. I think that's a winnable game right there. And then possibly week 8, I don't know. Maybe the Titans are done with Tannehill. Maybe we see Will Levis. I don't know. But I think that's a winnable game as well. Sam Howell. We see them week 6. Look at all these quarterbacks we got to play.
I'm looking at him.
After what we did last year, after Mariota threw that game to the Washington Commanders, I think that's a winnable game. I think that's a revenge game for us to win. Anthony Richardson, we play them late in the year. Possibly we'll play him or Gardner Minshew. I don't know what's going on in Indianapolis, but we play one of them too. So upgraded defense, first year quarterback to looking to prove that he can be a capable quarterback in this league. He does have an easier test than a lot of other situations, and I think that's good for him. That gives him the confidence, gives his team a so-called bad football team some confidence to play, some lighter talent and to possibly win their division and get into the playoffs. But the biggest test is him taking advantage of these easier matchups. But the last 6 games is going to be his biggest test because 4 of those games are away games and we end the season playing the Saints. So a lot of times when we play the Saints at the end of the year, we don't win that game. And I think we're going to split against the Saints. We also play the Panthers late in the season, so I think we could split against them. But I definitely think we're going to sweep the Bucs. Get the Bucs out of here.
I agree with that. But that's ulterior motives. So what you have y'all going?
Oh, we're going to win 9 games. We're going to win 9 games. At least 9 games. Most 10 games.
I'm looking at y'all schedule. I hear you. You're talking about Desmond Ridder. He can prove this and prove that. But y'all start off with the Panthers. Would you agree? The Panthers have a good defense.
They do, but I think week 1. Well, and there's a stat that there's only been one quarterback one rookie quarterback in the history of football to win the first week in the NFL.
But I think they're going to rely on the more of the run game for the
Oh, I'm not
Panthers, to be honest with you. And
definitely not worried about Miles
I'm
Sanders.
I'm just not. Hey, you ain't got to. I'm just figuring out. Like, I'm not. They shouldn't be worried about Desmond Ritter passing because they have a good young secondary out there. Then y'all next week the Packers. Packers have a good defense also.
Yeah.
Then y'all get a. Well, we'll see what the Lions are this year. But then y'all got the Lions, and then y'all got the Jags.
So to be honest with you, just breaking down those four games right there, I think that's a 3-win start to the season right there. I got us winning. I got us beating the Panthers week 1. I got us beating the Packers week 2. I got us losing to the Lions week 3. And I got us
So you got
beating.
y'all beating your beloved Jaguars.
Of course. Of course. We're going to beat them in London. I'm not worried about that. The Jaguars is going to lose to us, but then win their second game because they have 2 back-to-back games in London. They're going to lose to us the first week, and then they're going to win the next week. That's going to be their bounce-back week. But go ahead. Continue with the schedule. I got us 3-1 so far.
All right, okay, let's go. Texans,
That's 4-1.
Commanders,
That's 5-1. That's a revenge game.
Bucks,
6-1. I said we was going to sweep them. And
Titans,
that gets us off to a hot start. The Titans, I'm not 100% sure about. I give you that game 6-2.
Vikings,
I think we can beat the Vikings. I'm not 100% confident in that. Because I'm not, I give you 6-3.
Cardinals,
7-3.
Saints at home,
8-3.
Jets,
8-4.
Bucks again,
9-4.
Panthers,
9-5.
Colts,
It's gonna be a tough game.
at home,
I'm gonna give us that win.
Bears,
Oof. We beat them last year. It's gonna be late in the season, and we play the Saints next week. I'm gonna say we lose our last 2 games.
So what's that at?
So that's 10-7.
Yeah,
I said at most 10. We win 10 games. At least we'll win 9.
yeah, I damn sure don't see this happening. But hey, I'm not a Falcons fan. So
We gonna see we gonna prove some people wrong, man. We gonna prove some people wrong.
One of my gripes of the schedule. The NFL did my team so dirty. It don't make no sense, man.
For the Bengals?
Yeah, the Bengals asked for the to host the annual Black Friday game. They went against it and decided to put some bum ass teams like the Jets and the Dolphins on, and then they also went ahead.
So I just now noticed that we get a Thanksgiving game and then a Black Friday game.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow, I never knew that.
Hey, and that started last year, right? This starting this year.
Oh wow.
And they started Christmas last year.
Yeah, I know about the Christmas games, but I didn't know about Black Friday games.
And New Year's now too.
That's weird. That's weird.
NFL trying to take over.
Yeah, I see. They got that YouTube deal.
Hey, yeah, I gotta go ahead and pay for my Sunday ticket actually. But yeah, I feel like you got a team that's not even arguably the second best team in the AFC, or arguably second best team, could be the first best in the AFC. And then you get some bum ass teams that the Jets, you don't know what the Jets are going to be. The Dolphins, they're relying on Tua's health, and you get the Bengals to say, "Oh, we'll host it every year," like how they do with the Lions on Thanksgiving, or how they do with the Packers on Thanksgiving. And I'm just like, why you ain't give it to the Bengals? Like, and I hear some people say, "Oh, New York is a bigger market and all of this and all of that," bro. Then why do they put the Detroit Lions on every goddamn year on Thanksgiving when they are trash?
But that's different. That's different. That's tradition. That's always been how the NFL has been.
I don't care about no
The
tradition.
line,
Tradition
no, the
can
line, nah, you can't take that away. The Lions play every single year on Thanksgiving, no matter how
exist.
good or bad they are.
That's what I'm saying. You can break tradition if you're not good. You can break it.
I don't know about that, man.
Because if you out there putting bad product out there, why? What makes people want to watch it? Just because it's Thanksgiving and we don't have nothing
Brother,
else to watch?
I have no clue, but for some odd reason, Thanksgiving Day, the Lions play their best football. You got to trust me. That's like they make that game a game.
But
You got to give it to them at least.
I mean, even if that is the case, I'm just sitting there saying like, you had a team that's basically on the up and coming and wants to host it every annually, and you don't give it to him, and then you turn around and only give them 4 primetime games. I mean, look at some of the teams that the Chargers.
I got 4 primetime games.
Yeah, the Chargers have 6. What the hell have the Chargers done?
It's really it's the money. It's the money markets, man. You know.
Not even that, because they got Green Bay with 5.
Again, that's
Buffalo got 6. That's another smaller market. So it's like, come on now, like
they're definitely a bigger market than Cincinnati.
yeah, but I'm just saying it's another smaller market similar to the Bengals. But I'm just saying like
Buffalo has a very big fan base.
Bengals fan base has expanded over these last 2 years.
Well, okay. They came out the woodwork says, oh yeah, I'm a Bengals fan. I've never met no other Bengals fan besides my man Dom.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie.
I do know one other Bengals fan.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie. I seen a guy I went to high school with, and I was on this Bengals stuff for a long time. I ain't never see this man say anything about Bengals, and then apparently last year he started posting Bengals stuff. I was like, bro, where you came from? But hey, be that in the man. I mean, like,
fan,
yeah, I mean, like, look at some of the teams that got 4 games also. Like, they got us on the same tier as the Chicago Bears, the Broncos, the Patriots, the Steelers. Like, come on, bro. Like, that's disrespectful.
I get what you're saying, but I think those primetime games. I mean, I think the Rams got quite a few primetime games this year.
I mean, look, they got
I don't know what
they only got 2.
About these teams.
They only got 2, actually.
It's the market. It's really the market of where the money is flowing from.
But I don't think it's just that. I think it's who they want to be good, because like they got the Jets 5 again, and I don't think the Jets
look where the market is. Look, you got the Jets, you got the Giants, and you got the Bills all in New York. You got the Chargers, and you got the Rams in LA.
Okay, well, then why they pushing Minnesota then?
I don't fucking know. We know damn well Kirk Cousins don't show up on primetime games
because they got 5.
Jeez, oh my god, they want that. You know what?
But that's what I'm saying. It's like they want certain teams.
Right, they want the Vikings to not show up.
Not even. I don't even think it's they don't want them to. I think they just want to pre-anoint certain people. They think, oh, they can be good. Like I think the Sunday night Chargers on there like 3 times.
Wow. Who they playing?
Oh shoot! I can actually look at the Chargers schedule. They are playing Cowboys. I think the Jets. No, all right. Okay. Yeah, all right. No, here it is. Bears. They got Cowboys Monday night.
Yo, that's crazy. The Bears got a primetime game, but we didn't get not one primetime game.
Yeah, I seen that.
Yo, that's sick.
They got Ravens.
League, man.
Yeah, Ravens. Like it's just nastiness what I'm looking at.
But I can see that. Except how does the Bears get a primetime game? That's crazy.
I tell you, it's not. I don't even think it's market. I just think it's the teams that they think that they want to push. That's what it got to be.
That's crazy.
Because I mean, it just doesn't make sense. It doesn't.
Any other schedule takeaways?
My last one is, I know. Well, I looked at the Chiefs schedule. Hey man, I don't know. I see Nick Wright talking about they might go 20-0 and all that stuff. Man, look here. The schedule ain't as easy as people think. Like they open. Open with the Lions. Okay, I give you that. Then
I
they
can give
got to
him
go
that one.
to, yeah, they got to go to Jacksonville. Then
I
I
will
think that's
give him.
50-50.
Yeah, that is 50-50 because the Chiefs is like that team that like loses to a team that you're not supposed to lose to.
Struggles with them.
Yeah, they'll just give up one game, one or two games throughout the year. That's just like seriously. Like I had y'all in the locked in lineup for my parlay, and y'all do this
Exactly.
bullshit.
And
Okay,
then
okay.
then they then they get the Bears. Okay, cool. But then they go to the Jets. Then they go to Minnesota. Then they go back home. Division rival Broncos.
No, look,
Division
look, hold
rival.
on. Let's slow this down. Let's go back a little bit. Let's start this from the top. The Lions. You give that a win, or you give that a loss.
I think that's a win.
I think that's a win as well. Week 2, Jaguars.
Uh you know,
I'm a,
see, it's
I give
it's
them the
it's
loss.
hard, but it's hard to just say that they're going to lose. But for me bringing this up, yeah, I think that's a L. So 1-1, Bears 2-1.
Yep,
What you got with
I'm with
what you
you.
got with the Jets?
I think 2-2.
Oh, you think the Jets beat them?
I think the Jets beat them.
Okay. Minnesota
3-2
Broncos at home.
at home against the Broncos. First game, I'm gonna give it to the Chiefs. So 4-2.
At home versus the Chargers.
Oof, that's gonna be a tough one. I'm gonna say
They play
four
the
and three.
Chargers tough every time.
I'm gonna say the 4-3.
Broncos at Broncos.
Oh, 4-4.
Uh, in what is Germany for Dolphins.
5-4.
Back home, Eagles.
Ooh, they come back and beat the Eagles. 6-4.
At home versus no at Las Vegas.
Oh, 7-4.
At Packers.
8-4.
Home versus the Bills.
9-4. I think they have the
Mm.
Bills number.
Okay. At Patriots.
10-4.
At home versus the Raiders.
11-4. They sweep the Raiders.
At home versus the Bengals.
Oh, come on now. 12-4. That's easy. No. That's easy work, man. That's easy money right there.
Oh,
Yo,
jeez.
if you betting that day, just bet the Chiefs, man. That's it.
Yeah.
100%.
Lose your money. Don't listen to him. You're gonna lose your money.
You know what? I give you the benefit of that one. I get it. It's 11.
Okay.
11-5.
And then Chargers at Chargers.
I said they beat them the first time.
Mm-hmm.
They lose the second time. So 11-6.
That's not going to get you the first seed. But hey, that works out for me. Hey.
That's it.
Bing.
17 weeks. Yeah,
Yeah.
11-6.
Hey,
11-6. I think
bing.
they won 13 games last year, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I could see 11-12 win team for the Chiefs.
Bengals going 13-4 or 14-3. Just putting that out there now.
Oh God, Jesus,
Hmm.
Jesus help me.
Uh,
Don just spewing the nonsense, man.
all right. Hey, you heard it here first. I'm letting you know. I'm just letting you know.
We're gonna get there when we break down our schedules, our wins and losses, wins and losses.
Yeah, I can't wait. I know I'm gonna argue with you. I already know.
All right, so let's get into the most intriguing bad NFL teams. Don, what you got?
Mm. What you want, Darius? You want me to stay away from your division right now? Or you want me to
Hey,
go?
do whatever you feel is best, brother. Do whatever
Say
you
less.
feel your
Say
heart
less.
desires, man.
Say less. I just be observing. I have no dog in the race. I don't really care who wins the division, to be honest with you. I just be seeing stuff. It just pops up on my screen. And, a schedule I happen to see. was those New Orleans Saints. And I said, my God, the New Orleans Saints might just win this division easily. They have a
Easily.
easily. They have a good defense.
Oh my
They
God.
open the season. They open the season versus the Titans, and I know you like to call him Derek used car, but sometimes used cars travel can last a long time. They can get you from point A to point B, and you know what point A is? At the start of the season, they're 0-0, but point B is playoff round. And I'm just like I'm looking at Olave. I'm looking at Michael Thomas. Alvin Kamara might be suspended, but then they drafted what it was Mitchell, I believe, and then they still have
You
huh
from TCU?
yeah. Then they still have they picked up boy,
Jamal
what's
Williams.
not Jamal, well, him too, but what's the tight end that just had, I think he had cancer, but they
Uh,
picked him up.
uh,
It started with an
Farrell.
F.
Farrell from Fer, uh
It's a Foster
it's no,
Foster
it's
Moreau.
yeah, Foster Moreau. Yep.
Yeah. So they picked up Foster Moreau. I'm not as low on the Saints as other people. And I just think this is going to be a really intriguing team with the schedule that they got. I mean, they're arguably the hardest team is the Jaguars. Like, think of that. That's the hardest team they're going to face. Hey, I'm just saying, don't be surprised if the New Orleans Saints win this division. And that's why they're one of the most intriguing bad teams for me.
I don't know. I can't really say that because uh you know what? They do got a solid O line. I give them that. They got Derek Hughes car. Well, all right. Um let's see what they do with Taysom Hill. That is a Swiss Army knife that has been very productive for them. Alvin Kamara will get suspended at some point this year. That
I
I
agree.
feel like that's gonna happen.
But
Uh,
that's why they bought Jamal Williams.
yes, I agree. Um, I don't know what Michael Thomas is. I don't know. We can't say he's gonna get back to the old Michael Thomas. We don't know that.
Hold,
I truly don't.
hold on. I know a man that you be bragging about and saying that he gonna come back and be the same man that he
Who?
was, and we haven't seen him in a year.
Who?
So why we can't give him the benefit of the doubt?
Who?
And he's
Who
been
we
better
talking?
than Ridley.
Hey, hey,
Hey, just
hey,
say
hey, hey,
just
hey,
just don't fit your
hey,
narrative.
hey, Calvin, brother. You still my boy, man. You still my boy.
He ain't touching the heights of Michael Thomas.
That's fine. That's fine. He did what he was supposed to do with Atlanta. We wish we could have got a little bit more out of him, but it's all right, man. It's all right. We wish you the best, Calvin. Hope
Hmm.
hope you do very well in Jacksonville. You got my blessings, brother. Hey, Julio, you want to come on back to Atlanta? We'll take it for
Don't do
about
that
six,
mess here,
seven
man.
games, man. Drake
Jeez.
London needs the experience, needs to learn. But anyway, this ain't about the Falcons. This is about the Saints. Let's get back to the Saints. So
Mhm.
you're right. You're right. Calvin Ridley and Michael Thomas, they are two separate tiers of receivers. Michael Thomas at his peak was damn near the best receiver in the league. Uh, I still give it AB and Julio over him, but that's just me. But I don't know. He hasn't played in 3 years. We're talking about a guy that didn't play for
He
one
played some
season.
last year. He played some
No,
last year.
and that some was some trash. So 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 anyway, but I will put respect on Kent Guard Mike because in his peak he was nice. He was like that.
Hmm.
But it's a difference when I say when I praise Calvin Ridley because Calvin Ridley didn't leave the game 100% because of a lingering injury that lasted for 3 years. He got suspended. Yes, before that he was battling, mental health and mental health is a real thing. So if you are going through that, definitely get some therapy. That's a real thing. Um, but he was battling mental health. He was battling, a foot injury. So he had a lot going on. So whatever. But I don't know what Michael Thomas is. It's been 3 years, so I'm not going to give him any props until I see him out there really on the field doing something that he hasn't done in 3 years.
But
And
it's
anyone else,
not just about him though. It's about the team.
okay, they got Chris Olave, cool,
Just cool, huh? Just
that's
cool.
a really good player. No, that's a really good player.
Oh,
But
okay.
Brian Edwards, he didn't cut it with Atlanta. He didn't cut it with Las Vegas.
Yeah,
Traquan
but
Smith, I'm not worried. I'm not worried about anyone else on the offense besides Alvin Kamara, Jamal Williams, and Chris Olave. And they don't have anything. Offensively, they're not that good of a team. Defensively, they are solid. They are very solid. They boosted up that O line and that D line with a bunch of young talent and a bunch of rookies. So I give it. I'm not as high on the Saints as you are. You
I
think
know.
that
I know.
they just gonna run this division, and it's not gonna happen. I'm telling you right
Okay.
now, it's not gonna happen.
Oh, okay. Okay. If that's what you want to say, okay.
Anything else? Any more praise you would like to give the
No,
Saints organization?
I'm just saying. I'm just the messenger. I didn't say this. I'm just giving you the facts. But you can go.
Okay, my turn. Well, I'm glad you started off with my division because I'm gonna go right into your division right here.
Who is in my division that is sorry besides the Browns?
That's exactly who I'm going to bring up. The most intriguing bad teams, and that's the Cleveland Browns. They went 7-10 last year. 7-10. This team has a very, very, very small window to make something happen or make some type of splash before Deshaun Watson's contract just puts them into cap hell. Deshaun Watson came back last year. He was very rusty. He really, even towards the end of the season, he didn't look that great. They got a number one back in Nick Chubb. They didn't need Kareem Hunt. They obviously shown that Nick Chubb can take literally the entire season workload without utilizing Kareem Hunt. They actually do have a really good, talented O line. You got to give it to them. When they're healthy, they do have a good O line. The receiving group with Elijah Moore, I think bringing in Elijah Moore to help Amari Cooper, Amari Cooper is a really good receiver, but for some reason on away games, I don't know what it is. He's just a homer. At home, he's a top tier receiver. At away, I just don't know who this guy is. But they got Amari Cooper, they got Elijah Moore, they got Donovan Peoples-Jones. I think Donovan Peoples-Jones is actually a solid number 3, maybe number 4 receiver on most teams. Whatever. They upgraded. They tried their hardest to upgrade that pass rush. They brought in Zadarius Smith. They drafted a bunch of D linemen. They brought in a bunch of interior D linemen. I don't know who they're trying to stop, whether it's the Steelers run game or that Ravens rushing attack. I don't know, but they're trying to stop something. You still got Myles Garrett, the top tier pass rusher. The schedule may look easy, but it does have some downsides. This team has to start early. They have to win games very, very early because they start off the season with 3 division rivalry games in the first 4 weeks.
Damn.
And they start off. I think they play y'all week 1, if I'm not mistaken, right?
You're absolutely right.
See,
starting off with an L. Damn.
So they start off week 7. I'm sorry, with 5 out of their 7 game stretch with 5 away.
5 out of the 7 away.
5 out of the 7 are away. So that's another tough part of their season later in the season. If they don't start early, this team isn't going to finish very well very late. They need to find some wins early in the season in order for them to really be competitive. But I don't know. It's going to be for them and the Steelers to be the worst team in that division. And I just believe in Mike Tomlin a little bit more than
there's another team. There's another team that has.
Oh no, the Ravens. The Ravens are going to be the best. Easily the best. Number one.
That's why I say you just be chatting. Because just last week or the week before, you said that the Bengals was going to win the division, and now all of a sudden you switched it.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about, man. You talk about old stuff.
Jesus. The Browns. The Browns are the Browns, man. Like, I don't know how many times like people gonna get tricked into thinking the Browns are gonna be something. Like, out of 40 years, they've only had 4 winning seasons. I can't do nothing with that, man. I just can't. I can't give them the benefit of the doubt. I mean, me and a Browns fan was we had a little cordial back and forth because I did my schedule prediction, record prediction for the Bengals. And this is how the interaction went. I said we was gonna sweep the Browns. He said we haven't swept them in a hot minute, and we definitely won't this season. Uh, you know, I just feel like the Browns. There's levels to this. I don't know what Deshaun Watson is going to be, so I can't give y'all the benefit of the doubt. And like you said, the Browns are going to be in cap hell in the next year to two because they keep pushing the Deshaun Watson back to be able to keep fitting these people in. And hey, sooner or later, they're gonna have to start just giving people away like a Miles Garrett or a Denzel Ward because they keep trying to fit people under this cap, and Deshaun Watson's money is still there. You're not gonna be able to keep on pushing it back and back. So hey, if you want to put your faith in the Cleveland Browns, be my guest. I can't do it because it's the Cleveland Browns. I got to see it before I can say anything about it.
Yeah, yeah, and that's why I think they're a very intriguing bad football team because I just don't know where they are.
Mm.
I mean, even
My,
the Jets playing 7 games.
you said what now?
So even the Jets won 7 games. Shit, the Pats barely won 8 games. They won 8 games. So
Mm. My second most intriguing team. I'm gonna go to a team that's really close to me. Those Carolina Panthers. Hey man, hey man,
yo, why? What's up
hey
with you?
man,
What's up with you, man? What's up with you,
hey
man?
man, hey
What's up
man.
with you, man?
I just
What
told
you
you.
got
I
this
just
like
told you. I just
fascination
told you.
with the teams in my division, whether it's the
I can't.
Saints,
I can't go. I
Panthers.
can't go for a home team that's close to me.
Why don't you give respect to the Falcons? Why don't you bring up the
They're
Falcons?
not. They're not close to me.
They're about 3 hours away. That's not that far.
Exactly. That's too long. Three and a half hours is too long for me. Charlotte ain't nothing but an hour away from me.
Oh
So
man,
I'll just be looking. I seen Bryce Young out there the other day. I said,
he look
okay,
he looks small compared to those guys.
hey, that ain't got nothing to do with me. I seen him out there. I like the coaches that they have. They have the Jim Caldwells, the Josh McCowns, Frank Wright. I'm liking this setup to be honest with you, and I like the weapons they bought in. They bought in some people in the draft. They got some veterans there also, and like I've told you, their defense. Hey man, that defense is really good. Like they just needed the offense to step up last year, and so I'm buying hype on the Panthers. I mean, if it's not the Saints that win this division, you know, I'm looking at the Panthers to be honest with you.
They're not better than us. They're not. They're not better than us, man.
My
They're
my
not
problem
better
my
than
problem
us.
I, my only issue is y'all have more unknowns than the Panthers. Like
Like
as
what?
when I okay, like when I say that like I know you're gonna probably say we don't know what he is, but I'll go off of what I've seen Bryce Young in the playoff and I mean in college because he played versus SEC teams compared to Desmond Ritter. And even Desmond Ritter wasn't impressive last season. So
How?
I would go.
Oh, you know what? You know what's funny? I love
I don't
that
think it's gonna be
I
funny. I
love
don't think it's
that
gonna be
you
funny.
said that. I love that you said that because I saw a stat. It just happened to pop up. You know,
Mm.
just like your NFC South statistics or facts or whatever you like to call it or fabricated. fabricate. They just happen to just pop up on your timeline, right?
You didn't go looking for it, huh?
No, I actually didn't go looking for this. But Matt Ryan, hey, you know what? As much as I have my differences of opinion of Matt Ryan, whatever, he has been the best quarterback the Atlanta Falcons has had in history of football. And statistically, he has the numbers to be a Hall of Famer. Yes. But his first 4 games, he went 2-2 as a record. Desmond Ritter, 2-2. Completion percentage. Desmond Ritter had a higher completion percentage. Matt Ryan actually threw for less yards than Desmond Ritter did his first. So you said, oh, he didn't throw for 1,000 yards. Okay, he played 4 games. Matt Ryan threw for 699. Desmond Ritter threw for 704 and 2 touchdowns. Matt Ryan threw for 699 or 696, whatever that number was, and threw 2 interceptions and 2 touchdowns. And they both went 2-2, and Desmond Ritter had a higher completion percentage or QBR, one of the two. So, hey, and Desmond Ritter is is a 4-year starter. 4-year starter from Cincinnati. So you know what? I'm cool, man. Proven leader. I like it. That's my quarterback. What T.O. said, that's my teammate. That's my quarterback.
Nah, he said that's my quarterback, man. My quarterback. Hey, man, you said a whole lot of nothing.
How did I say a whole lot of nothing?
Bro, you went to go compare him to Matt Ryan. Like that's the lengths you're willing to go. Like that is crazy.
You putting it out there as far as in 4 games he didn't do anything. In 4 games, a lot of quarterbacks don't do anything. He didn't throw an interception.
Bro, the problem is you acting like he's good and he's not. All I said was he's unproven. That's all I said.
So all of these guys are unproven. Will Levis, Sam Howell. Yeah, everyone puts their more faith in Sam Howell than they do Desmond Ritter. That's the craziest thing. Jordan Love, unproven. Bryce Young, CJ Stroud, all of these guys are unproven. They haven't done anything.
Don't you put Jordan Love in this conversation?
I heard someone specifically told me that Trevor Lawrence was a bust.
Hey man, I just seen Trevor Lawrence. I seen somebody say Trevor Lawrence ain't on the same. They had him ranked at number 5 in tier 5 under Russell Wilson, under Jimmy Garoppolo.
What is that?
Good morning football. Hey man, hey, he hasn't arrived. I guess. So, hey, and then you know, talk to the bro Birdo. He not sold on him either.
Who? Trevor Lawrence?
Uh-huh.
Nah.
Hey, but I know you going. He's the highest ranked since Andrew Luck. I don't give a damn about none of that. What he doing on the field is the question.
Show what he did on the field last year.
What is it? He threw 4 interceptions.
I don't care. They won the game. They won the game.
Bro, I'm not giving him no credit. I'm not giving him no credit for that.
They won the game. They won the game. He led his team to a comeback.
I'm not giving him no credit for that. But I got the pen.
He led the league in interceptions, and then the next year he elevated his game and only threw not 8 or 9 interceptions, and then also threw 28 touchdowns. And this year he has better weapons. So I'm cool.
I also seen Colin Cowherd had said some bull the other day. Said that the Jaguars is going to have the number 1 record in the AFC.
Wow, good luck with that. Yeah. So as far as the Panthers, I'm not sold on their offense just yet. I honestly think that's a 6-7 win team max, if that. I think the Bucs will be the worst team in that division. They're gonna win no more than 4 to 6 games. The Panthers is not gonna win no more than 7 games. Falcons got 9, maybe 10, and the Saints also got 9, maybe 10. I think the max the Saints win is 9. And I think that the Falcons battle the Saints to win the division.
Jesus.
Hey man, Ritter gonna have I just want the apology at the end of the season when Ritter shows you he has a better season than Sam Howell, Will Levis.
I've never said anything about none of them.
Hey, brother. Hey, matter of fact,
you bringing up names that I never brought up.
Matter of fact,
do Jordan Love. Do Jordan Love.
Even Jordan Love.
You willing to put something on that? You willing to put something on that?
Even Jordan. I want my bet for us starting 2-0.
Yeah, we know that one.
I want my bet 2-0.
But what about Ritter versus Love stats?
Nah, I'm not doing that.
Exactly.
So anyway, now that I brought up Sam Howell, let's get into my second team, and that's the Washington Commanders. I have an issue with this team now because you made it an issue with this team. That's why.
What did I say? What? Because of the.
Yeah, you said that. Matter of fact, can you send me that clip?
I will.
If anyone is listening to this podcast this week, please take that clip. And we need to analyze that clip right there because you said that this team was a top 5 offense in the league. Then I seen some report that this team was a top 5 defense in the league. And if I'm putting 2 and 2 together, 2 + 2 can't equal 5. And this team can't. How is this team not a playoff team if they have a top 5 unit on offense, according to Don, and they have a top 5 unit on defense, according to ESPN and other mainstream media? So.
I said, hold on. You put words in my mouth. I said top 5 offensive weapons. I never said they had top 5 offense. That is not the same thing.
What is this?
That's not the same thing.
Doesn't
that's not
this
the same
lead
thing.
To wins?
That's not the same thing, though. Having the weapons and having the top 5 offense is 2 different things. If you don't know how to use the weapons, that doesn't mean that you don't have the weapons.
Okay.
I'm just giving you the facts.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Right. Yeah. But anyway, I don't know if they have a top 5 offensive weapons and they have a top 5 defense. This team should definitely be in the playoffs. They have the 8th toughest schedule in the league, and I think, and they were 4th in the division. So with a tougher schedule and being the worst team in the division last year, I just don't see any good things happen for this team.
How are they the most intriguing to you? Then?
Because you made the narrative.
You just took this time. You just took this time just to try to shit on it.
Yeah, I am shit on them. That's because you made me shit on them because you said they have a top 5 offensive unit.
I said nothing. Hey, you keep on. You live mighty close up there to Washington and Maryland. Keep on.
Hey, we lost to them last, so I can't talk. But we're gonna play them this year. We're gonna win. But you know what?
Is real quick. Is that stadium really that raggedy? Like how they be saying?
Raggedy?
Yeah.
Yes, it's not the best. No, it's not the best.
Is it in the middle of nowhere? I heard it's in the middle of nowhere.
No, it's no. The what's the name is right next to it. What's it? The MGM is not too far from there. That's the casinos.
Mm-hmm.
The Maryland, I think Harbor with like the big Ferris wheel or something like that, not too far from there. Yeah, it's not. It's not in the middle of nowhere. But Maryland definitely got. I don't know why they have 2 teams. I heard they might come to Virginia. They might come out closer to me. So who knows? I don't know.
Gonna switch to Commanders, man?
Never. But anyway, the good. Let's talk about the good things. Let's talk about the good thing. Dan Snyder's finally gone. That's the good thing. they get Dan out of there, right? They also I give it to them. They got a young defensive line. Honestly, when healthy with Chase Young, I think they do have a top 5 D line, top 6 D line. That's just me personally. I think they up there. I think they like that. Deron Payne, what? Sweat, Chase Young, and
49. Hey, 49er. You got the 49ers. You got the Eagles, Cowboys.
With just Micah Parsons and
it ain't no. I was about to say they got some rotation players that come up in there also.
I don't know about that.
Who else we got out here?
Overhyped because of Michael Parsons is a force on that defensive line.
Who else have we got up out here that's pretty good? Um,
Tampa got a solid pass rush.
mm, they kind of old now.
Yeah, at this point. Um,
Uh,
yeah, I don't know.
Steelers,
But
Browns now.
I still think that the Commanders. I'll give them that. Their pass rush is up there. And
Chargers,
I will give the trio. That's the top 12 trio on that offensive side
top
of
12.
receivers. Yes, but let's get to the bad.
You
Sam
was just
Howell.
already on bed.
Oh no, that was the good. That was the good. Oh, that was the good. Now we get to the
Before
bad.
before the good, you had a whole bunch of negative for it. What the world?
Sam Howell, QB, unknown. Ron Rivera. I mean, he's a respected, well head coach, but it's time for him to go. Me personally. And I mean, he's had a 22, 27, and 1 record over 3 years, and he only has one series, playoff game to show for it, and they lost in the wild card. They have no real strength on offense. There's no real strength on the offense. We don't know if they can pass the ball consistently. They can't run the ball consistently. The defense is good, but the offense is very iffy. One of the worst teams in time of possession and touchdowns. They don't score enough touchdowns, but top half in total yards. So they get in the yards, but they can't get into the end zone. They need to score the ball a lot more because they lose close games. And then they play in teams like the Broncos. I think the Broncos could have the number on them. They play the Bills. They play the Pats. They play the Seahawks, the 49ers. All of these teams have very good defenses. And against this team that doesn't score the ball, that needs to score the ball, I honestly think that's easily 5 because I think we're going to beat them as well. So that's 6 losses right there. That's right there. That's already 6 losses. And then they got to play their division rivals. So let's just say they got 6 losses right there, and then they just lose 3 division games. That's already 9 losses right there. So I don't know, man. I don't know what this team is.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I just didn't like that when they had the opportunity to try to go upgrade their quarterback situation. They didn't even go like sniff around Lamar. They didn't do anything. They said, "Oh, Sam Howell's our quarterback." You don't know what Sam Howell is, but hey, go off. Hey, I'm glad I'm just not a Commanders fan.
Yeah.
My last team, I push narratives. I've been saying that this man is going to deliver. And I'm going with the Green Bay Packers. Looked at the schedule like we just talked about earlier. I like the roster. I like that they brought in some tight ends. I like that they still have that two headed running back room. Their defense is still pretty good. Alexander is still there. I think the Packers are still going to be the best team. Well, I think they're going to return to the best team in that division. And I believe it's been what is like 30 years or 30 something years where they've had only 2 quarterbacks or something like that. So why we don't add another 15 or so years with Jordan Love, and let's just see what he becomes, because I think he's going to be a really good young quarterback, and I think he's going to bring them back to the promised land. And I like this roster, to be honest with you. So they're one of the most intriguing bad teams out here.
I can't fight you too much about that because now I feel like the Detroit Lions are a little bit too overhyped. I don't believe in the Vikings at all, and I just don't think the Bears is there quite yet. So I'm gonna give it to the Packers as well to win this division, and that's their way to get into the playoffs with Jordan Love. Um, I am also pushing the narrative that Jordan Love is actually going to be pretty good. Don't know how long he's going to
What?
last.
What?
But I've been said that. I've been said that with you.
No, 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 no,
Run
no,
back the
no,
tape,
no, no.
man. Run back the tape. I agree with you. I said Jordan Love. I think it's gonna be solid. I
But
just don't want.
you,
But I would.
but you was going back and forth with me and saying that Jordan Love wasn't going to be that good. I remember that the first time that I said he was going to be a top 10 to 15 quarterback.
Oh, you said top 10, and I was like, whoa,
And then
whoa,
and then I
whoa,
and then I
whoa,
rephrased and then I rephrased it. Said
buddy.
top 15.
Buddy, old pal, buddy.
I said top
you had to
15.
you had to reel that one in, man. Top 10 was crazy. Then I was like, I'll give you the top 15, but the top 10 was a little outrageous. Because I think he could be better than Daniel Jones.
Yeah, don't take
You
much
talk
because he
about
wasn't really doing
talk,
nothing in the air. It was mostly ground stuff.
talk about Daniel Jones being like 17, 19, around that range. Um,
Oh wow. Okay.
you think Daniel Jones is higher than that?
Just going off of last season, yeah, I believe he's higher than that. I don't. I'd have to go back and look at my quarterback rankings, but I do know that I had him higher than that. I know he was at least top 15.
Okay.
I mean,
Well, I
who
think
was he? Was he?
Kirk Cousins.
Was he better? Hold on. A hot name is. Was he better than what that man name is? Was he better than Russell Wilson last year?
Yeah.
It's not that hard. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Was he better than Kyler? Because I remember you had Kyler in your top 10.
I did because I think Kyler is actually could be a top 10 quarterback.
But you no, just off of
I
last
think he
season.
has the skill set to be a top 10 quarterback. He just said
But,
I think he needs
but
the
what
coaching.
about last season, Darius? What about last season? Who was a better quarterback last season?
Oh man, without weapons, I give it to Daniel Jones.
Oh Jesus.
I give it to Daniel Jones.
Who Jimmy G? Who was better quarterback?
You know I'm high on Jimmy G, man. You know,
Yeah, I don't know.
You
why.
know me and Jimmy G is that's my boy.
I don't know why. He should just came to the Falcons then.
Oh no. We got Desmond Ritter. We have Desmond Ritter.
Who's your last team, Darius? This is no. That was some straight up nonsense.
LA Rams, man. LA Rams. I have a problem with this team because I don't know why mainstream media is so high on this team. How? Because they're getting Matthew Stafford and Cooper Kupp back. Besides that, who Van Jefferson, okay. Cam Akers. Hey, that's my Florida State boy. I gotta. Hey, I hope the best for you, brother. But come on, man, this is ridiculous. I don't even know who in their secondary at this point. I don't know. They lost Taylor Rapp. They lost the other guy that went to the Bengals. They lost Jalen Ramsey. I don't know who's in the secondary. You know what? They got LaDainian Tomlinson's nephew. That's what they got. That's what they just
small
drafted.
as hell.
He is. He's 5'9", but. That's what they got. That's what they got, man. They lost Bobby Wagner. They lost Leonard Floyd. I don't know why everyone is so high on this team. And it's really because of Cooper Kupp and Matthew Stafford. And I don't know what I'm going to get from Matthew Stafford. He had a back injury is not the easiest. A spinal injury is not the easiest injury to come back from. Like, I don't know what I'm going to see out of him. So the reason why I put him up there is because of mainstream media. They feel like this team is going to come back, is going to bounce back and be a competitive roster. But this is a fall from grace. And I think that they were loving the hype of their 1-win Super Bowl, and they go back to reality of being a bad football team. You're going to have to blow this up.
You know, my brother-in-law is a Rams fan. And, this is me and you agree on this one. This is but they're not intriguing. They're just bad. They are ass. Hey, like you said, I can only probably name 2 people in that defense. Maybe. Because they got rid of Floyd also. He isn't there anymore. So now you just got Aaron Donald and then what on the defense. And then they got the nerve to give them a Monday night game versus those Cincinnati Bengals. We are going to spank that ass. I want you to know that. Then the offense, they got rid of Allen Robinson. So now it's Cooper Kupp centric again. That's because that's all Stafford went to last year and the year before. So I just don't.
Man, that's funny you say that because guess who he had in Detroit, who he just always went to?
Exactly.
Okay. Calvin Johnson.
One dimensional.
Yeah.
I'm hey, look here. You ain't got me and you on the same page. They are
Is
going to be
Matthew,
asked.
is Matthew Stafford a Hall of Famer?
He has numbers, and he has a ring now. Is Matt Ryan a Hall of Famer? Because he
I
has
don't
numbers
know.
too.
I don't know. Is Philip Rivers a Hall of Famer?
I
I
don't think
think
Philip Rivers. I don't. He just has.
honest,
He strictly has numbers.
honestly
Like,
think I think Philip Rivers was a better quarterback than both of them.
but
I
he is
think Philip
strictly
Rivers
just
was
numbers. He hasn't. He doesn't have the team success like how at least Matt Ryan got to the Super Bowl.
true. That's very true. He hasn't gotten farther, but he has had the team success.
No, I'm saying they got to the AFC Championship. They've done stuff like that, but they've never got over the hump. Like at least Matt Ryan has got his team over.
I mean, we can also say that Philip Rivers, I mean, could he gotten caught by that plague of the Steelers, the Ravens, the,
Patriots,
the Peyton
Colts.
Mannings,
Yeah.
the Tom Brady era. So I mean, his road to the Super Bowl was crazy.
But who was out there? I mean, I'm trying to think who was in the NFC.
I do think he lost to the Jets one year, but that was when the Jets had, I believe, possibly Mark Sanchez. But that defense on the Jets was nice.
But we can't even act like the NFC was so easy when Matt Ryan did it. You still had Rodgers out there. Um, uh, Drew
I think
Brees was still out there.
we beat the Seahawks. We beat
Yeah,
the
Russell Wilson was out there.
we beat the Seahawks. We
Um,
beat the Packers, and we beat one other team. I forgot.
was Dak? Yeah, Dak was out there. Was Dak out there when y'all went to the Super Bowl? Yeah, yeah, he had to
2016.
be. Was that 2016?
2016. Yeah, that was
That's 20.
2016.
Damn. Okay, even if it wasn't him, it's Tony Romo.
Oh, that was 2017. Sorry.
I think that was Dak then. And then you had Eli. I think Eli was still there, but he was known nothing like that. But I'm just saying,
No.
like, I can't. Yeah, I can't sit here and be like, oh, yeah. I don't know. Maybe. I think just because he has a ring, and maybe because he has the numbers, Stafford probably is a Hall of Famer, but he isn't going to be winning no more rings. The Rams, they traded all those picks just for that one Super Bowl, and I guess you could say it was worth it. But now y'all got a long way to get back to even being a playoff contender. To be honest with you, like y'all battling with the Cardinals to see who's gonna be the sorriest in the division.
Yeah. Yeah. And on that note, let's get to the next topic here. So, most untouchable head coach. That sounded very weird, but let's let's let's
It's gonna be the most untouchable head coaches.
yeah, yeah. Here we go.
Jeez.
Um I'll start this one, man. I'll start this one. First one is definitely Andy Reid. I mean, Big Red, man. He can peacefully retire anytime he wants as he wishes. He done brought the Chiefs 2 championships in the last 5 years, man. And they don't went to the Super Bowl 3 times. So hey, you got it. And they haven't won the Super Bowl since 1969. So he definitely, he walk into any restaurant, any bar, he's good. He's good. He don't even have to pay. Um, he provided this team. He brought in a gem of a Patrick Mahomes to this organization. I mean, he's shown a level of consistency of being building this Chiefs roster into a talented roster year after year after year, even before Patrick Mahomes. I mean, we're talking 11 plus wins with Alex Smith, right? And he's shown that he can also help develop players. He's a Hall of Famer. I mean, he's one of the most winningest head coaches of all time. How what more do you want from him? If he gives you one more ring, great. If he doesn't, okay, cool. Maybe he retires at some point, but
He
I
won't.
mean, I still think he'll give you 11 plus wins per season. and this team is going to be continuously be very good, especially behind Patrick Mahomes. When you got Patrick, I mean, well, you got the world, man. You got the world. You got the
Fuck,
NFL.
that's a lie too. I got Andy Reid also. I 100% agree. Like he's uh, it's hard to say he's changed the Kansas City Chiefs. He's got a handprint in it, but Patrick Mahomes is basically the whole body of why the whole thing changed. But you got to give him his props. He's probably he's it's arguable who's the most untouchable in the NFL, but he's probably is it's him and the other guy I'm going to bring up also. But I mean, you got to give him his props. I give them that they've had the success. Hey, all props to him. I'm glad you talked about him, so I don't have to give the Chiefs props.
Who's your number two?
I'm gonna go to the NBA. And I'm going nowhere. I'm going no
I
further
know where
than
you
that man.
going. I
Hey
know where
man,
you
yeah
going,
man,
man.
yeah man. I'm going nowhere further than that man down there in South Beach. He deserves his credit. And this is the third season out of four where the Heat are in the conference finals. And hey, I get it. We haven't cashed in with a lot of the times on the ring with Jimmy Butler, but hey man, this man is taking G leaguers, developmental players, making them into actual legit players and beating legit teams that have all-star caliber players on it, like the Bucks, like the Knicks, and now what we about to do to the Celtics. It's like, man, you got to give this man some props. Then I seen this stat here. It had no team in the NBA has more playoff wins than the Heat since acquiring Jimmy Butler. Well, it's tied now because Boston just won today. But the Heat have 33 wins. Everybody else does not have more playoff wins than them. It's like, come on, man. We got to start giving this man his credit. And we had it when he was with the big three. He was able to basically keep control of the big three. And granted, you could say we should have won more, but we won two. He was able to manage those egos, and now you can see what he can do with lesser egos. And I just think he's the best head coach in the league to me. And I heard people say, is he a top five coach all time already? And I'm here to push that narrative also. Like, hey man, he win one more ring. We're gonna have to start talking about him. Talking about him might be the best coach ever.
Best coach ever?
Over Phil Jackson. I don't give a damn. I'm biased.
Over Phil? Over
Over
Greg
Pat.
Papa?
Yup.
Greg Popovich?
Yup.
I don't know about that one, man. I don't know about that
Bias
one, man.
biasness kicking in, and I'm gonna
Yeah, I
roll with
see.
it.
I see. I give you the props. Was Pat Riley the coach for that '06 Heat team?
Uh-huh.
Okay. I mean, when you also got Pat Riley right behind you, I mean, that's perfect. I mean, it's basically like having two head coaches. Um,
Yeah.
it's a great mentor to have. I can tell you that. And you know what? Eric Spoelstra has definitely been one of the most consistent head coaches in the NBA, one of the best head coaches in the NBA. And his system has worked, and his team has also always bought in to the system. And yeah, you're right. Managing egos um, from LeBron, Bosh, and Wade to Jimmy Butler and a All Star and Bam. You got a veteran and Kyle Lowry. I mean,
Bro, I started
yeah,
off as a video coordinator or something
yeah,
like that. Like
yeah.
that is
No,
crazy. He started
nah.
off as a video guy for the Heat, and now he's their head coach. And I mean, he's working his way up for most playoff wins. I think he's top six now, all time.
Wow, wow. You know what? You know who that sound like, man?
I'm sure it's gonna be somebody that I don't agree with, but hey, do what you want, man.
Man, oh man, Arthur Smith is gonna be there one day, man.
Oh Jesus,
Started
jeez.
off with the Titans video coordinator. You know, hey, I'm just saying. I'm just saying, man. So, hey, man. Anyway, my second head coach, um, I think Pete Carroll. I think Pete Carroll has a secure job, man. Honestly, besides his him spazzing out and trying to give Russell Wilson the glory of that Super Bowl that they lost to for the Patriots instead of just giving the ball to Marshawn Lynch. I mean, he's actually been a very good coach. We talk about managing egos. You got Russell Wilson, the star quarterback of the team, with a guy that is very outspoken in Earl Thomas and Richard Sherman, with a guy like Cam Chancellor, with a guy like Michael Bennett on the team. Um,
Don't forget about
and
Marshawn.
yeah, Marshawn Lynch. You know, this team, Cam Chancellor, he was a dynamic force in that defense. Uh, this guy has been able to manage Eagles year after year after year and still build and continuously have a very competitive roster. I mean, just he's trying to build another Legion of Boom here by drafting Witherspoon. That was a great pick. He still has Jamal Adams back there. We don't know if he's going to be healthy coming into the season. I saw a report today that he might not be. I don't know. But they also got the trio of receivers that they got on the offensive end with JSN, DK, and Lockett. I mean, you bring in the best out of Geno Smith. You have two rookie tackles that are coming out of their rookie seasons. That's the most important position. That's the most important piece of the old line is the tackle positions. And then you got two young running backs in the backfield. This man continuously builds a competitive roster every single year. So I mean he's in the 70s, but I think he's a coach that has his job security just isn't going to be. He doesn't have to worry about it. He's another guy that he's done it in college, he's done it in the pros, and he has that pedigree to where he'll be able to just walk off into the sun and be just fine.
Yeah, I could agree with that. I believe that too. Yeah. Yeah, even though before last season, I could have swore they were saying he might get fired. I think I heard that, but um,
This season
my
definitely saved him.
yeah, my last one. I'm going. I'm going with a division rival, but Mike Tomlin deserves his respect. Bruh has not had a losing season, no matter who he throws up. When he had Duck Hodges as his quarterback, or Mason Rudolph, or Noodle Arm Ben Roethlisberger, well, in his last year, or now that they got Kenny Pickett, like he deserves his respect. Their defenses are always pretty good, and he just always finds a way to have a competitive team. So I got to give them their props. I think the only way he leaves Pittsburgh is if he wants to leave, because I mean I will say this: Pittsburgh fans, y'all ungrateful. I will say that because some of y'all be sitting here saying, "Get rid of him, get rid of him." Hey, you know if he was available, how many head coaches, how many teams would try to get him? Like
Oh
a
yeah.
guy, a guy on the screen with me, they probably would fire their head coach right now and get him if he was available. So I'm just
Whoa,
like,
whoa, hold on,
man,
hold on, hold,
just
hold on.
I'm just gonna zoom on. I'm just trying to say like Mike Tomlin is him. He deserves his respect, and hey, he's probably that's what I'm saying. Between him and Andy Reid, I don't. It's debatable who's more untouchable.
Yeah, yeah, but I don't know. I don't know. Like I wanted to say Mike Tomlin as well, but then like last year was like iffy for me with him.
I
Uh,
mean, he still got over his little record of never
he
having a losing season.
he did, and I always believe in Mike Tomlin to be that guy to lead this team and to be able to manage egos. We talk about Big Ben, AB, um, a bunch of guys, right? Le'Veon, uh,
Hmm.
James Harrison. So
Hmm.
yeah, you got some.
And he's a
Yeah,
motivator.
yeah. No, I gotta definitely give my respects to Mike Tomlin, one of the best coaches. But we have the exposure of the NBA of the NFL. But anyway, my third
Who?
coach.
Oh my
Um,
Jesus! Don't
my
you ever
third
put no
coach,
disrespect out there like that.
my third coach is Kyle Shanahan. I think he consistently is. I think he's gonna have a job, just from his being a QB whisperer. From I mean, he was the offensive coordinator for that Redskins team with RG3. He helped Matt Ryan become an MVP, offensive coordinator for the Falcons. Jimmy G, Trey Lance, Brock Purdy. Who knows? He may just go out there and throw Sam Darnold out there and do the damn thing with the 49ers. I don't know. But it seems like any quarterback he has, that he's able to get the best out of that quarterback. Has shown to be one of the best offensive play callers in the league. Uh, and whoever he promotes to defensive coordinator or whoever they hire at the D coordinator position for that 49ers organization, it always works. High football and he's able to build a roster. He's able to put pieces together. Um, and I think that just from his mind, his high level IQ for the offensive on the offensive side, his team building ability, and also his pedigree because his dad was a big time head coach in the NFL as well. I think that he's solid to where he's going to be good in the NFL.
I 100% agree with that. I can't. I ain't got nothing to say about Kyle Shanahan. I believe he's arguably a top 5 head coach out right now.
Yep. That was a good one, man. That was a good one. So let's get into this NBA playoffs, man. NBA playoffs. Don, your
Yo,
Miami Heat. Your Miami Heat. They
you
do.
know,
They doing their thing, man.
you know what we do, man. You know what we do. You know what we do.
Now we know what we do.
I don't think you can bring up what I said first round because what did I say second round? I never folded on that. I never did. I
Yeah,
told you
I
Heat.
gotta give it to you. Yeah, because no
I
one
told
thought
you
they was
Heat in
gonna
six.
beat the Bucks.
I told you Heat in 6. What happened? Heat in 6. And I would act like I was surprised. I can't. It's the bum ass Knicks. I never believed in them. Julius Randle, really? That's who y'all banking on? RJ Barrett, he was trash. Hey, tell Mike RJ Barrett was trash. He was trash. I will give some respect. Brunson, he earned my respect. I didn't know Brunson had that in his bag where it's like it don't matter who guarding him, he putting buckets on him.
He's a
Didn't
baller.
matter. Yeah, that game 6, it didn't matter who we threw at him. It didn't matter the schemes that we was trying to throw at him. He was doing this thing. Don't get me wrong. He was flailing a lot, trying to draw fouls and stuff. I was thinking I was watching James Harden again. It was annoying the hell out of me. And so I give them that. But as far as the Heat, they handled business. Bam locked up Julius Randle like how we thought would happen. Didn't even have to have a big Jimmy Butler game throughout the series. He averaged like around 20 something. And honestly, I'm just not surprised. Miami is really them, you know? And now we go to the next series. I'm looking forward to this Boston series. I'm not gonna lie to you. I really am. I want that rematch. I want all of that smoke. And I have Miami coming back out. I mean, as far as Boston, they go on these streaks where it's like, eh, they have all that talent, but then like Jason Tatum, he comes out in these first quarters or first halves and he has a rough. He's not looking like Jason Tatum, and then you have times where it's like Marcus Smart is trying to do too much. So I'm really liking this matchup for my Miami Heat. Heat in 6, letting you know that now. That's how I'm rocking. Told you Heat in 6 and everything in the Eastern Conference Finals, and then when we get to the finals, Heat in 6. Butler taking home the MVP.
Did he win in the championship?
Yeah,
yo,
yeah, yeah.
yo, you don't even believe that.
No, I believe it. Only reason I'm smiling is because you laughing. So I'm just trying to figure out what's
Yo,
funny.
yo. Yo, nah, I know you truly believe that. That's the funny part about that.
Hey,
Oh
Darius,
man.
Darius, Darius,
Oh
Darius. How
man.
about this? When the Heat win, I just want you to come on here, open the show, and I want you to formally apologize for laughing in my face when I said the Heat was going to win the championship.
I didn't say anything bad about the Heat.
You're laughing.
I fully respect the Miami Heat.
Are we going?
I
Are we going to the finals?
mm, I don't know. But
Okay.
anyway, yeah. I couldn't see the Knicks beating the Miami Heat. Come on now. Come on now. Bam versus Julius Randle. I'm taking Bam all day. We see he's an all defensive player. It's the reason why. Um
Mm,
Jalen Brunson, oh man. He did everything he could to help that Knicks team win. And he had no help. No
mm.
help. That second half, damn near every game, he could not get anyone to help him out. Um, and I mean, without any big, huge games from Jimmy Butler, they were easy. They were able to close this team out in six, and that is what they needed. They needed the rest days as well because now they're gonna have to compete against the Boston Celtics. The Boston Celtics, very deep roster, as we know. Jason Tatum, he's gotten into his bag. Duke Nation, um, Jalen Brown, Jalen Brown. We got a 1-2 punch. For some reason, they play this. Uh, they continuous. They always play this. Uh, you get the ball. You get the ball. You get the ball. You score. You score. And it's like, okay, it's getting old because that's how they've always been since Jalen Brown really started becoming a star. Um, I think Bam is gonna have to be a little bit more consistent because they have a lot of big bodies down in the paint. So he's gonna have to show a level of consistency down in the paint to be able to
Ain't worried.
defend and score the ball. I think
Ain't
Jimmy
worried about
Butler's gonna come out there and ball. I think he's also another one that's on a mission. I think three players is on a mission: the Joker, LeBron, and Jimmy Butler. I think all three of these guys are on a mission. Um, the Sixers. I'll
Well,
get
hold on, right quickly. Uh, just, just a wild stat I happened to just run across. I run across a lot of stats. Just Kevin Love. Ever since he's came to the Eastern Conference, he's never lost a playoff series in the Eastern Conference. Just saying, just saying. But I carry on.
playoff series.
Yeah, he's only lost in the finals in the Eastern Conference. Ever since he's been traded to the Eastern Conference, he's
But
12
didn't
and
he
0.
play? Didn't he play for the Cavs?
Yeah, they went 12 and 0. And now
Yeah, but
Miami is
when LeBron left, he didn't make the playoffs with that Cavs
nah,
team.
nah.
And then where did he go after that?
Miami.
Miami, right?
Yep. And now they're 2 and 0 with him. I'm just giving you the stats. Just giving you the stats.
This
I
man,
can't help what the stats say.
these 1 year samples with you, man.
Does the Cavs a 1 year sample size? That's 12 series. I'm just
Hey,
giving you the facts. Just
yeah,
giving you
I
the
don't know. I
facts.
don't know about that, man. I don't know
I'm just
about
giving
that.
you the facts. Hey, you take the facts however you want to take them.
The Sixers, man. The Sixers. I don't know. I don't know what this team needs to get over the hump.
I do.
Tobias Harris needs to go. Um, James Harden definitely needs to go.
Where he going?
I have no clue. Houston, we'll take you in Houston still. Um, Scoot needs a guy to learn from. So
Why would
we'll
y'all
take
need
you in Houston.
Scooter? Why would y'all need Scooter if you have Harden? You got Jalen Green. Um,
Harden played the two. You go back to the two.
where Jalen Green going?
Oh, he getting traded. Oh, he getting traded. Yeah, he out of there. He out of there. We bringing in the star, man. Um, yeah. I don't know. The Sixers team is missing something, and it's not just on Doc Rivers. It's not just on James Harden. It's not just on Embiid because Embiid plays, the best he can just about every single night. except today. But I don't know. I don't know what they're missing. I don't know what they're missing. They need a big shot taker, a big shot maker. That's what they need. Because they lose these game sevens when it matters the most. They lose these games, and it's a consistent thing with them every single year. Um, so I don't know. I feel like a lot of these playoff teams feels as if they need to blow it up. The Clippers, some people think, and I don't think the Clippers are going to blow it up. I think they're going to continuously be a deep roster, especially with their new arena that they're getting. But a lot of people think the Clippers should blow it up. People think that the Sixers should blow it up. People think that the Warriors should blow it up. And I think the Warriors just need to find some depth. But the issue with them is the cap space because Draymond Green is on a player has a player option.
Well,
Um,
hold on. Why before you get to the Warriors, let me go to the Sixers right quickly so we can just
yeah,
keep it all together. Hey man, y'all ready to stop blaming Joel Embiid? Because I've been telling y'all this before the season. I'm ready to. I'm ready if you ready. I mean, when we gonna start slandering this man for not getting out the second round? Because he hasn't done it. 2018, lost in the conference semifinals. 2019, lost in the conference semifinals. 2020, lost in the first round. 21, lost in the conference semifinals. 22, semifinals. 23, semifinals. And I'm just trying to figure out. Ben Simmons. I rocked at you. I like that troll job that you did earlier. He posted his background. I mean, he posted his living room with the Sixers and Celtics game on, showing that the 76ers was down by like 30. And
I saw that.
I agree with him. Like, I know when he was there, people was trying to sit there and just put it all on him and blame him. But what's the excuse now? Because y'all went and got Tobias, well, not Tobias Harris, the Anthony Melton. Y'all went and got PJ Tucker. Harden took a pay cut. Y'all got the MVP. I was just arguing with a man earlier. He told me that they got the MVP. They're gonna win. So what happened? That's what I'm trying to figure out. And then you got Doc Rivers, who's lost 7 series when leading 3-2 or better. Lost in '03, lost in 2009, lost in 2010, then 2012, 2015, 2020, 2023 this year. Like, y'all didn't even show up in game 6 versus the Celtics. You let Jason Tatum go off in that fourth quarter. And then today, after the second half, Jason Tatum went scorched earth on y'all. There was nothing y'all could do. But I'm just trying to figure out when we gonna start blaming Joel Embiid, because he's been getting a pass by everybody sitting here. Oh, it was Ben Simmons' fault. Oh, it was Doc Rivers' fault. It was this guy and that guy. When we gonna start slandering him? Also,
Um, I will. Well, I will say since let's just go back to Dwight Howard. Since Dwight Howard, there really hasn't been a dominant big man that has made it to the finals. Am I right?
he wasn't playing. Not Tim Duncan. He was playing center.
Okay.
Or do you want to just refer to him as a power forward?
Yeah, I mean he does play majority of the time the four. Eh, I'm talking about a real dominant center. Like Joel Embiid is supposed to be a dominant center in the league. I haven't.
Yeah, but
So I mean,
so what
it's
you
not.
trying to say? What you trying to say? Because of that?
Yeah, I mean, his surrounding pieces aren't even helping him. He has no help.
His surrounding pieces aren't helping him. Tyrese Maxey has won a couple of the games this series, just him alone. James Harden has put up 2 40-point games. Who else? Tobias Harris was playing pretty good. PJ Tucker was knocking down threes left and right today. Like, stop it, man. Like, let's stop acting like let's. And then it ain't even like he's this like great playoff performer, because he really isn't. Like, he's okay at best. He has certain good games here and there, but then other games he doesn't show up. And now I'm supposed to say, oh, he's the MVP. He gets a pass? Nah, hell no. Nah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what this team's missing. I think they definitely need a true defender because PJ Tucker isn't the defender that he was before, especially when he was on Milwaukee, Houston. I mean, he's been a journeyman for a while, but he definitely isn't the defender that he was before because getting up there in age. Um, they're gonna have to trade. They're gonna have to set up a package for Tobias Harris to get out of there. They definitely need another wing. They definitely need a shooter.
Bro, that whole team is done. Like, Doc is done. I don't think Harden's coming back. And I get to when I get to round robin, I've heard somebody else might be gone from there.
Yeah,
So I think that team is done with.
yeah. So talk about done with. Let's get to the Warriors. The big three.
They done with?
So I don't think they're done with. I think the big three is still there. It's just what can you give up in order to bring in another piece because of the cap? It's the cap issue. Jordan Poole has to go. In
I was
order
gonna
to
say,
get
you talk about what piece? Jordan Poole.
in order to bring in another piece, another star or something, Jordan Poole has to go. Maybe you extend Clay, but can Clay take a cheaper deal to stay with Golden State? Maybe I would think he would. With Draymond, I mean he's going to play on his player option, but I mean how many years do you think Draymond really has left in the tank to just for the production that he gives this Warriors team? Like Steph isn't getting any younger. Steph is like 30. How is this old as Steph? Like almost
I
36?
think it's 30, 34, 35.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I mean, his play style can never go like it, he has that longevity factor. But I mean, he doesn't stay as healthy as he's not the healthiest player out there. But still, like
Mhm.
I think they're gonna be together still, but they definitely have to make a move. And Jordan Poole has to go, but that's the easiest thing to say. Um, but they need more depth because Moody isn't working, even though he got this year. And Kaminga, I mean, he's in and out of the doghouse. It's like he has one bad game and then they sit him for a couple of games and then they put him back out there. He's being productive and then he's always in and out of the doghouse. So I don't know, the young pieces that they brought in, like Wiseman, Moody, Poole, Kaminga, all of these guys didn't work out. And that was supposed to be the next phase of the big three. And I mean, I just feel like you got to piece these guys together and try to find something. Because I think they want to keep Wiggins because that's their two-way defender type player. But I think Draymond best fits with the Warriors, but I just I don't know how much more he has left in the tank after this year, after he plays on this player option.
I 100% agree with most of the stuff you said. Only thing about Draymond I will say is he wasn't his age wasn't looking like it was catching up to him. I will say this series, he was still doing his Draymond thing. He was still being productive, but I'm gonna start with with that. You started talking about the young pieces. I 100% agree with you, and that's why I say, like, yeah, y'all got the championship last year, but that wasn't because of the young pieces. Y'all tried to do this blend of, like you said, young and old, but you still had older guys. You still had the Otto Porters last year. You had Bielitsa last year. Um, who else they had? they had some vets coming off the bench, and then this year they was relying on like the Jordan Pooles, the Moody's, and guys like that. That DiVincenzo, he's kind of like a vet, but
That's his name.
he is. So
He
so
also has a player option.
so I don't think they're gonna be able to bring him back. But
He has a player
then
option. He could just accept it.
but I think he gonna get more. I think he'll get more in the open market, especially the way he played in Game 6. But I mean, like even think about this. I feel like they fumbled their when they had a top 3 pick. They could have easily traded package that away and try to go out here and get a superstar. But instead, they said, "Oh no, we're gonna do this young thing, and then we're gonna have these guys be able to come and continue this Warriors franchise." But I mean, look at some of the guys that came after Wiseman, Lamelo, um, Tyrese Halliburton.
Yo, how did they mess up the Lamelo? Yo, they cut that Lamelo ball.
That's Tyrese Maxey. Um, Even Emmanuel quickly is better than him. Desmond Bain, like they
Wow.
really messed this up. And Devin Vassell is he's pretty good. I give him that. But it's like they messed this whole draft up, and now you're in a situation where you have a whole bunch of old guys. I think dynasty is over. I did see they said Clay has to, if they're going to extend Clay, he's going to have to take a pay cut. I seen that they're thinking about extending Draymond, but then you got guys like uh Kaminga. He's saying that he wants a bigger role. How that's gonna work out for you? Then you got Jordan Poole played like trash after he got paid. You need to figure that out. And then you got Steve Kerr. Is he coming back? Their GM Bob Myers, his contract is over in June. Like they have a lot of questions, and I don't know if they're gonna be able to answer all these questions. To be honest with you, so I just think their reign is over. And I mean, honestly, the problem was it was just Steph out there versus the Lakers the whole time. Like at least with the Lakers, they had guys stepping up left and right. Like one night it was Lonnie Walker, another night it's Dennis Schroeder, another night it might be Rui, Austin Reeves. Like even if he wasn't getting a LeBron game or AD game, the Lakers built a roster around them to be able to contribute when one of their main guys might not be going off or having a superstar night. And so that was the main issue. And then the shooting was just straight up horrible for most of the series, to be honest with you. And hey, you're not gonna win when you're taking about 40 something threes every game and you're missing them,
Yeah.
and then the Lakers are getting to the free throw line about 40 or 50 times a game.
Yeah, they're truly playing by the rule of you live and die by the three. That's literally what they that's literally how they play. And
Exactly.
yeah, but they're consistent. They're consistently a small ball roster every single year. We're gonna try to shoot the lights out and
Lakers
make
was killing
and
them on the
and
boards.
every you know what I noticed that a lot of teams are starting to they've gotten smart. They try not to play to the Warriors game. But a lot of teams fall into that trap sometimes, and that's how they get teams, because when they're hot and they're down by 15, and then they make six, seven threes in a row. Teams are like, oh shit, well, damn, well, let's start shooting up threes too, and then you end
Hmm.
up losing because you're trying to play into the Warriors game, and that's not your game. That's the Warriors game.
That's a fact. Now I give
Um,
the Lakers this. They stayed to their game plan and they executed and they knocked them boys out. And hey, Warriors, it don't look like y'all can beat a fully healthy LeBron team. Look like y'all did need KD.
Yeah. And speaking of the Lakers, I mean, oh man, I gotta give it to my man, the X Factor, Austin Reeves, man. This man,
Stop it.
this
Stop
man is
it.
playing with some confidence. He's playing
Stop
with a
it.
lot of confidence. I mean, the players, the players voted. If I'm not mistaken, the players voted that he was one of the most overrated players in the league. That's what the players
He
voted.
is. He is.
Okay. But I mean, the record shows Lakers have been 19-9 when Austin Reeves scores at least over 15 points a game. 19-9, and they're 4-2 in the playoffs when he's done it so far. Uh, I mean, the biggest issue with the Lakers right now, and my scary, and I'm scared for them, is that they were very effective in the bubble when they had two bigs. Dwight Howard and JaVale McGee. And now they got to play the Nuggets again without any bigs.
And,
Rui,
And Jokic does not like
ah,
to bang bodies.
I mean,
I mean AD. I mean
yeah, AD ain't gonna go. Joker typically always gets AD when they play each other. The Nuggets is bigger, faster, stronger. They're younger, and they have a lot more star power than this Lakers. Honestly, than the Lakers team. And who's gonna guard Jamal Murray? Who gonna guard him?
I'm sure they probably try to do Schroeder or
They'll probably
Austin
put Schroeder or
Reeves.
Austin Reeves on him, but AD ain't gonna be able to guard Joker consistently. So uh, I don't know. I don't know about the series because I think LeBron's on a mission, but I think LeBron's going to be a lot more ball dominant. I think he's going to have to take over the game. I think he's going to have to be a lot more effective than what he's been throughout this playoff series. My biggest thing was AD, but I think this is a LeBron series. I think this is where LeBron has to step up a little bit. Uh, the Lakers bench has played 85 minutes this postseason. They still haven't even found a player that really has been consistent enough to 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 be the guy. They've always had a different player really step up. Austin Reeves, Lonnie Walker, AD has his big games. LeBron closes it out, helps close the game out. Rui makes some big threes. So I mean, they played effective as a team, but they still don't know who's the guy to close them out. That's what they've been struggling with. So this is going to be a tough series for the Lakers. Um, I, I'm a better man, but I can't bet on this one, man. I don't know. I don't know who's going to take it. I want to say the Nuggets, but I want to believe LeBron can overcome this and get this team into a championship.
Um, well, I'm rolling with the Nuggets. I think they're going to be able to push the pace versus the Lakers. Um, Will AD be able to guard Jokic? We'll see. I don't think this is the same Jokic from the bubble, to be honest with you. Jamal Murray's healthy now, and he's balling. And you got these guys like Bruce Brown, Caldwell Pope, Aaron Gordon, Brown off Brown off the bench also. Like I believe in Jeff Green coming in to give some minute. I believe the Nuggets are going to be able to take this. To be honest with you, I'm not going to say it's going to be easy, but I believe it's going to be Nuggets and Heat in the finals. To be honest with you, but going back to the series that the Nuggets just finished, hey man, Suns, y'all got a lot of stuff y'all have to do this off season. I mean, that new owner ain't playing around. Matt Istria fired Monty Williams. I mean, honestly, I wasn't against it, to be honest with you. Like, and I seen the stat. They say every head coach with the best record from the last 6 seasons has been fired from those teams. So maybe you don't need to get the best record unless you know your job is totally secure. But I mean, Monty, it didn't seem like he was helping KD and Book get to spots. It wasn't seem like he was scheming them to get easy points. It was mostly seemed like it was just them versus whoever and them trying to just create on their own. And then you got guys like Chris Paul, who, hey, I try to defend Chris Paul, but Jesus, every single year it's the same thing. You get injured. Like I get it, your whole like dang, like I get it. And then you got DeAndre Ayton, who, man, that boy's Jesus. I'm just trying to figure out how are you that big and you play so soft. I don't get it. You don't. It's like he doesn't even try to go to the rim and bang on people or anything. He just always want to shoot that little mid-range shot or do the little floater. And it's like, bro, what are we doing? And then, like, even with them getting KD, they didn't have any more bench depth because they had to trade a good bit of people. But it's like it was KD and Book, and mostly Book, and that was it. Because Monty wasn't helping them, Chris Paul wasn't helping them, DeAndre Ayton wasn't helping them. So my solution for them is get rid of all 3 of them. And they started with Monty Williams. Now you need to figure out who wants Chris Paul? I'm sure there's some teams out there that probably think he could probably help them pushing them over to the edge and be a championship level team. DeAndre Ayton, I would try to trade him, try to see if you can get at least two players for him. I mean, there's some teams out here. I might I might consider a Terry Rozier going to Charlotte and see what else you can get with that. Who else is out here? Like, who else would need a center? Like, I don't know what the Spurs have, but I know they have cap space. To see what the Spurs got, McDermott or somebody like that, and somebody else. Um, Toronto when they need him, but just try to trade him. Pacers, I don't know if Pacers would still want him, but try to. Buddy Hield is out there, but you need to build up this bench. And I also seen that they said Fred VanVleet. That might be an option to replace Chris Paul. Like, hey, I'm
See, I
all
don't
for
think
that.
I don't. You know, time here, but I don't think that they're gonna. I think Chris Paul is gonna stay, but Aiton definitely gonna go.
I think both are going
I don't think so. I think
because
Chris
Chris
Paul
Paul is
stays.
he only got 15 mil.
I think Chris Paul stays. They try to get him his ring, and Aiton is the one to go. But yeah, man. Yeah, let's get into this last topic here. Round robin, and I will start it off. Which primetime game are you looking forward to? We got the week 1 Bills versus Jets. We got the Cowboys week 5 versus the 49ers. We got your Bengals week 9 versus the Bills. And we got week 11 Philly versus KC.
You mean just out of those ones?
Yeah.
Uh, Probably Philly versus KC. I want to see if Philly's able to.
I'm with
What?
you on that. I'm with you on that. Nah, that was my choice as well.
Yeah,
Philly versus
yeah.
KC.
I'd want to see if Philly's able to bounce back after that Super Bowl loss and see what answers they have for KC, because KC kept killing them with that same play every time they got to the red zone. So I would love to see how that game plays out. It's in Arrowhead, right? I
I
believe
believe
so.
so. I
Oh,
believe so.
well.
That's a tough place to play too, man. For Philly to go there, and let's see if they can actually get to the quarterback this time.
Mm-hmm.
What you got?
Embiid, they say Embiid might want out if Harden goes to the Rockets. So now, hey, I never was the biggest Joel Embiid fan, but if he comes to Miami, hmm, I will be. I will be. I will be. I know you're not talking. You are notorious for putting people on your teams, and now when I do it, it's an issue.
You want Dame Lillard. You want
Yeah,
Joel
I
Embiid. You want who else? You want who else? You want
uh,
Wimbayana. You want
no, I don't want him. I don't want him. I'm gonna
Wait,
get to one more person. I'm gonna get to one more person before we finish this. Who else? You're good.
yeah, James Harden definitely welcome to Houston, New York. And Joel Embiid. I guess. I mean, you got to give up a lot for him. I'm sure Philly's going to ask for draft picks and play at Capitals.
Probably
So I
gonna
mean,
ask for Bam.
oh yeah, Bam's definitely going if he goes to Miami.
Also, also, uh, Bradley
Does he
Beal.
really
Throw
want to?
that throw that name in it.
Does he really want to play with Jimmy Butler again?
Yeah, they got a great relationship.
Oh, okay. So there you go. There you go. You got Bam. You get Bradley
But hold
Beal.
on.
You
But
get
hold on.
Dame Lillard. Yeah,
Yeah,
just
man. Yeah,
motherfucker
man.
just be a super team, all-star team right there.
Well, might as well be. But now I thought about it. We are gonna have that would cost a lot to get him beat, and he's coming off the MVP. So, but I'm Bill and Dame. Those are my targets right now.
Yeah. I'm gonna keep it on Embiid. Embiid says him and James Harden cannot win alone. Your thoughts on that? And was it him or Ben Simmons?
What is a loan?
I have no clue. That's what he said. This is his words. He said him and James Harden could not win this game alone. Or win these games, win this series.
And James Harden played like trash today. So I don't know how he got the benefit of the doubt for it to say him and James Harden can. I'm just trying to figure it out. Um, as far as I mean, you got Maxi, you got Tobias Harris, PJ Tucker, Niang came in the other game and put up some point. Like, bro, like stop making excuses. Like that's the problem. You make excuses. As far as who was it with him and Ben Simmons, I think it was both of them. To be honest with you, Ben Simmons had his flaws, yes, but I'm not willing to just put it all on him. But hey, we got to start putting some pressure on this man for his lack of playoff success, and he wanted to cry about an MVP, and you more worried about a individual trophy than trying to get the main goal.
Yeah, yeah, man. I think Dame Lillard responded with a and a question mark because, hey, man, you got to put up or shut up. Is if for some odd reason Embiid always finds some way to cry about something, whether it's the
Hmm.
MVP, whether it's getting out of the second round of the playoffs, it's always something with my man. You got to go out there, you got to dominate the game, and I don't know. I don't know if he stays in Philly. I don't know. That's a big price you're gonna have to pay to get him.
Hmm.
Which
I got the All NBA teams just came out, and Jason Tatum and Jalen Brown both was on the teams, and with them being on that team, they're Supermax eligible.
say
Them
that one
two
more time.
I said with them two combined, they're
Wait,
both Supermax
you have to start
eligible.
off start over because a lot of noise in the back.
Oh my bad. Um, the Jason Tatum and Jalen Brown both got was on an All NBA team and they're Supermax eligible. Now between the two of them, their contracts would be right under 600 million. Now
Wow.
yeah, they're gonna have to get rid of one of them. And now I'm on that train with you because that is a lot of money just tied into two people, and you're not even factoring in the rest of the team. So Celtics fans, get ready. Jalen Brown, he might be leaving pretty soon.
Coming to Houston, man. Him, James Harden, Wembayana, School Henderson. Um, yeah,
Now, now,
we about to have our own super team, man.
now, I'm the one. You tell me, I was just throwing people out there to make a super team. Look at you.
Yeah, man. We here, man. Houston, we coming, we coming. My teams is up on the rise, man.
Oh Jesus,
We're gonna be no. That's a lot of money. Like you said, that's a lot of money to be putting in two players. Especially
fact.
with the type of roster they typically keep around this Boston team. They are typically always deep. So I don't know if they're gonna be able to pay all of these players and still keep their two superstars. So yeah, one of them gotta go. And I think the
Hmm.
one that would go would be Jalen Brown.
Facts.
My last one. Which NBA player do you think would benefit the most with a ring? The Joker, AD and LeBron, Jimmy Buckets, Tatum, and Jalen Brown
Like right now.
right now, this year. Because these are the stars that's left.
Oh, Jimmy buckets for a fact. It's either him or Jokic. Like Jason Tatum and Jalen Brown probably have a longer time. Like they get, and Jokic is still older too, but people talk mess about him having two MVPs. So you imagine if he gets that championship, they probably gonna be talking about him like how they talk about Giannis, to be honest with you. And
With
so that's why,
Joker?
yeah.
Yeah.
And then Bron and AD have already won, so they don't really have, they don't got nothing to prove. As
Uh, I'm gonna go Brown and AD because I think this goes more on AD's legacy than it. I think it just adds the
I
legacy
think
to
it would depend on
LeBron.
how he. I think it depend on how he play though.
Yeah, but I think it would definitely benefit both of them for having another ring. This would give Braun 5 rings. This would give AD two. And I mean, from the voters, they've already voted him to a top 75 all-time players list. I mean, this would only elevate AD's game. Only thing about AD is just that his health is always an issue. So, yeah.
And then I would say Jimmy buckets, because if you win with Miami, that's basically by yourself. You're guaranteed Hall of Fame. Hey, you good. You good for the rest of your career. It don't matter what you do. You are good. You already a Heat legend, but I can only admit you're gonna be a legend if you just win. So my answer is
Yeah.
Jimmy and Jokic.
D Wade Marquette, Jimmy Butler Marquette, both won rings. I like it. I like it.
Mhm.
Any last one to wrap this up?
Nah, it ain't worth it. It ain't worth talking about.
All right, my man Don, man, this was a good one, brother. This was definitely a good one. Ritter, trust me, Ritter will be putting some respect. You're gonna respect that man some point this year.
I won't. I promise you, I won't. I promise you.
If y'all watching this on YouTube, man, Don looking at me crazy right now.
Yeah,
But
I
hey,
promise you, it would never happen. He has to literally go out there and ball for me to
no,
be
he
like,
doesn't.
yeah, I was
No,
wrong.
he doesn't.
Like
Nah,
that's
we
the
got
only way
Bijan.
I'm gonna say. That's the only way I'm gonna be like, yeah, I was wrong on him.
We got Bijan. We good, man. We good. But hey, we appreciate y'all for tuning in tremendously. Remember to like, share, subscribe. Hit us up on IG, TikTok, YouTube, Twitter. We got that going now. Facebook. And you guys already know. Until next time, peace.
This that COMEUP. Stand back while I do me. I'm the King James of this era. Do my best to be 2-3. You see, the metaphoric beat destroying MC. They had to wait his turn, sit and learn from the OGs, but slowly I had myself out like a slowly. Get take paper to make paper. So I'm speaking from this loose leaf. Damn. I ain't even gotta talk about it. They said you public in the basement, but your songs is private. Bring back the monster, the one that you keep locked in. Shit, I ain't gotta score the points. Look at John Stockton. I put my niggas on just so they can make a profit. But for now, I ain't get up and play that monster in the closet.